correspondent on ground to give us updates regarding that election. But we'll start the conversation today with Mr. Ayodele Ademilu. He's a lawyer to Miss Comfort Emansin, who was, ensued in that altercation with 𝐒𝐈𝐄 just some days ago. It has generated a lot of reactions across the country. We've heard from the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, said that all charges have been dropped and the flight ban has also been revoked as well. So we have Mr. Ayodele Ademilu joining us on the podium this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Good morning, sir. Please unmute your device. Hello, I don't know if you can hear me. Please unmute your device, sir. Oh. Okay, it appears. Okay, can you hear me now? Yes, we can hear you now. Yes, yes, we can hear you. Good morning. Good morning. Great to have you.
Good morning, Nigerians. A quick clarification.
Yes.
I am a public interest lawyer. I am intervening in the matter by means of public interest intervention.
Right.
So it's very important.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Great to have you. Also, so the podium is, a panel discussion. We have panelists that will be making comments and asking you questions as the conversation progresses. First, we have Professor Remi Ayede, Professor of Political Science, University of Ibadan. Prof, great to have you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, our guest. Good morning, Barrister. And good morning, Nigerians.
Let me also welcome our other panelist. Is your colleague in the legal profession, is Barrister Emil Gunlola. Barrister, good to have you. Good morning, sir.
Yes, Toba. Good morning. Good morning, Prof. How body? And how are you preparing for the Amala Festival? They said that me and you will be chairman and deputy chairman. I will chop Amala pass you that day.
On the testing committee.
But you didn't invite us on Lagos. So
you can come around. You can come around. You can come around, sir. You can come around. You can come around.
My learned friend. You negotiate. Don't be too old at the job. I don't like Amala.
No, Amala.
And your love friends, then they
very important.
Right. Okay, so
anyway, nice having you.
Yes, let's start.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning. Right, let's start the conversation. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook, 32FM 949 Fenya. So, let's start the conversation, Mr. Ademilu. There's been several reactions regarding this incident, and it happened after the one involving the Fuji Maestro Kwam 1, and people are saying that is it because of blatant disregard for rules and processes, or maybe people are not aware about the provisions of the NCA Act regarding conduct of passengers. Maybe airline staff also needs more training regarding how to deal with passengers as well. So just looking at all of these issues generally, what have you made of this incident, before we go in depth into what played out with Miss Comfort Emansin? What have you made of it? Is it that Nigerians just don't like obeying rules, or maybe there needs to be more publicity regarding, provisions of the law about conduct of passengers and conduct of airline staff as well?
Thank you so much for that wonderful question. I think in every modesty, we need to. The answer to your question lies in the class composition of our Nigerian society. Air travel is not a ubiquitous means of travel. It is merely those who can afford it that travel by air, and they are very few and far between. In fact, with the recent increases in air transport fares, especially starting from 2023, the number of people travel by air has reduced significantly. So it is the upper cross of society that really travel. Now, in that same upper cross of society that travel by air, there are now elements, as you have now begun to see with the Kwam 1 scenario, who want to show off. So it's a display of what you call ultra-elitism. If someone can enter the tarmac with a bottle in his hand and want to stop an aircraft by his bare hand, I think it is the Canadian court that has helped us in putting it succinctly, that we are in a state of state terrorism. I think that's just it. The ruling of that jurist really put it much more in a very succinct manner for all of us that we should not beat about the bush, we should hit the nail on the head. We are being ruled by state terrorist groups. And then you discover someone who breached that rule, and that's Kwanwa in this scenario. You understand?
Yeah.
Who obviously that means that particular individual committed an individual misdemeanor. If you ask me, individual terrorism, because stopping an aircraft itself is almost that's what terrorists do. They're not being modest without use of language. We are not trying to dress down anyone, but that is exactly what it is. And it's the Canadian juries that really helped us. Now, as to the other incidences, you declare as Comfort Emasi gave me a testimony in prison. I was a first visitor after the entire horrible ordeal. I visited her in prison as we were unraveled. You declare that Nigerians are ready, ordinary Nigerians are ready to comply. But you don't discover that you don't have airlines who think they can give preferential treatment to some untouchables, quote unquote, and then the commoners among the elites, because you are still talking about class composition. The commoner, the average unknown Nigerian, they can be given the full brunt of the law. That is the real issue as a public interest lawyer that we are concerned about.
Right.
Rule of law is under attack.
Yeah.
We are about entering into what Thomas Hobbes calls the state of nation.
Right. So it's an elitist problem. That's what you're saying. It's an elitist problem. We have a class of people who do not want to subject themselves to the rule of law. That's how you're saying it.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. I like the fact that you said you spoke to Miss Comfort, while she was incarcerated. And one of the things that people said is that we'll not be able to hear our own side of the story. Yes. So what was the conversation like? From our own perspective, what played out in that on that aircraft? Yes.
Thank you so much for that wonderful question. As you know, Nigerians were besieged with viral videos of the Kwanwan miasma. As we are still battling with the consequence of that drama, we are besieged with another viral video of a young lady who had her clothes torn off and then thrown off like a rag off an aircraft. I also viewed all those videos with a lot of our organizations anyway. That's the Movement for Justice and the Radical Agenda Movement in Nigeria Bar Association. So we concluded that we should pay her an early morning visit, a morning after visit. That was on the 12th of August. The other incident happened, both the harassment, molestation, arrest, arraignment, remand, all happened on the 11th of August. So in the early hours of 12th of August, I landed at Kirikiri Female Correctional Center within the premises of the Kirikiri Correctional Center here in Lagos, in Apapa, Lagos. And I was the first visitor to be allowed in. And then I requested to see Mrs. Emasi. Of course, she was brought out of custody to see me, and she was still wearing the brunt of the emotional trauma of that of the day before. I think she was completely dumbfounded to find someone who, of course, a rejected stone, who now being attended to by someone out of the blues, someone she never knows. So I introduced myself, my concern, and I said, I want to hear her side of the story. So she started by saying that, she was already in the flight. She had 2 phones on, and on those 2 phones, she wanted to put those 2 phones on flight mode. That ordinarily, she now decided to hand those order a Uber, or what you call e-hailing app. You understand? But that particular app.
Yeah.
And on those apps, she now the hostess by name one Juliana, that's her testimony. That hostess now approached her and asked for her to put out those phones on flight mode.
Right.
And she cancelled that order immediately. In fact, that a male passenger was beside her who also could corroborate. Of course, that one has got to stand to corroborate that testimony. That she decided to put that those 2 phones on flight mode immediately. That she thought that was the end of the whole matter until what do you call it? Again came for her when
Mr. Demiluyi, please hold that thought. Mr. Demiluyi, please hold that thought. We need to take this commercial break. When we get back, we'll continue the conversation on the podium. Do stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
32 FM 94.9.
The word of the Lord says in Psalm 91 verse 3 that surely he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and also from the perilous pestilence. Get connected with God through his anointed servant, Bishop Testimony, Niyi Testimony, on Hour of Prophecy and Deliverance from partners with Jesus Revival Ministry on this station, 32 FM 94.9, every Sunday by 7:15 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Get connected, get delivered. God bless you.
ọ̀rẹ́ mi tí ń bẹ nílùú òyìnbó sọ pé àwọn máa ń ra electronics wọ́n sì máa sanwó ẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ bí wọ́n ti ń gbowó lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n ní nàìjíríà wa yìí ó máa gba 20,000 naira wọ́n sì máa retí pé kó kó 500,000 naira wà lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà láti fi ra nǹkan bó bá fẹ́ ra tv náà ó máa tówó jọ bí ẹni dọ́jọ́ ìgbéyàwó sọ́nà.
àlàyé farabalẹ̀ ṣé o ti gbọ́ nípa CDK ni.
ó dé o CDK kí ni.
níbẹ̀ lèmi ti ra fóònù ọwọ́ mi tó ń wò yìí fìríìjì washing machine home theatre tí mo sì ń sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀ kódà kò ní owó èlé kankan iye tán sì ń ta lọ́jà gan-an onímúra.
irọ́ o ṣé lóòótọ́ wọn ò fowó kankan kún kẹ̀.
ọ̀rẹ́ wa n ò fowó kankan kún kódà gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí mo rà lọ́dọ̀ wọn ni wọ́n ti gbé fún mi tí ì sì tí ì sanwó mi tán tí mò ń sanwó mi díẹ̀díẹ̀. ọ̀rẹ́ wa kí ló dé tó ń yọra rẹ lẹ́nu ǹjẹ́ ló mọ̀ pé pẹ̀lú CDK o lè ra àwọn nǹkan èlò inú ilé tó sì máa sanwó díẹ̀díẹ̀.
download CDK báyìí lórí Google Play Store tàbí App Store.
CDK, making life easier. ẹgbẹ́ kan ń bẹ lóde ẹgbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ amplod.
àgbáríjọpọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ nílẹ̀ yìí Association of Nigerian Broadcasters Ọ̀yọ́ State Chapter ń fi tìfẹ́tìfẹ́ pé gbogbo ènìyàn síbi ayẹyẹ ọdún kan tí gómìnà ẹgbẹ́ wa ambassador Dr. Pẹ́yẹmí Àyànrìndé MC Swagger tó gorí àlééfà àti jíjẹ ìkówójọ fún kíkọ́ ilé ẹgbẹ́ wa pẹ̀lú fífi àwọn bàbá àti màmá ẹgbẹ́ jẹ tó máa wáyé ní Sunday ọjọ́ 21 oṣù kẹjọ 31 August 2025 bẹ̀rẹ̀ láago 12 ọ̀sán ní Tafo Arena Ìjókòdó Junction Sọ́gbẹ́lẹ̀ Ẹlẹ́pọ̀lì Road nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. His Excellency gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹnjiníà Olúṣèyí Abíọ́dún Mákindé lẹ́ni àyẹ́sí pàtàkì Imperial Majesty Aláàfin tìlú Ọ̀yọ́ ọba Abímbọ́lá Akínbọ̀wádé àti ọba Samuel Adébáyọ̀ Adégbọlá àjọbọ Olúrinwàn Elérùwà tìlú Èrúwà àwọn ni orí adé ń kalẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn o. Mọ́gàjí Kọ́lá Akíntayọ̀ Àgùnbíọ́dẹ ìlú Ìbàdàn Ambro BOT Alhaji Abdulrasaq Abdulgani Mr. Ajare ní ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ Ambrode Right Honourable Adébò Ògúndòyìn Speaker Ọ̀yọ́ State House of Assembly ní olùgbàlejò àgbà Tayo King àti Táyé Sálúlà lólórí wa lọ́jọ́ náà. Àdìrẹ́ ti wà lẹ̀ fún títà o. Gbogbo ènìyàn ẹ bá wa yayọ̀ àjọ̀dún ọdún kan James Swagger ó gorí àga Ambrode lójú wa ṣe o. Àmín.
It's raining free bets on Bet Power's Aviator. Play Bet Power's Aviator between 12 noon and midnight to win up to 300,000 naira in free bets every day. Don't miss out on daily challenges on Bet Power for the opportunity to win even more prizes. Take part in Aviator Rain and Aviator challenges and win up to 5,000 naira in free bets and even more prizes daily this rainy season on betpower.ng. That's BETPAWA.ng. Join now. Bet responsibly. Not allowed to persons under 18 years.
Now cook food where sweets like this. One girl for my kitchen. Too sweet, I lick my lips. Now waiting, I use them fry my chicken. If you listen when it says the sound of joy taste you've been missing. It is hammer from my city. Now cook food where sweets like this. It's mama door, your meal is a hit. It's mama door. Oh no, you the hit. It's mama door, mama door. Yeah, it's mama door. It's mama door, your meal is a hit. It's mama door. Oh no, you the hit. It's mama door, mama door. Yeah, cook food where sweets like this. It's mama door, your meal.
It tastes great. It's Mamador. Mamador oil is available in stores near you and also comes in pocket-friendly sizes. Use Mamador oil today.
Àmàlà dúdú, àmàlà funfun, àmàlà tó fẹ́lẹ́ bí etí, ní ṣàwéwédú tó yọ̀ kólólò, ọ̀rẹ́ ìmùlẹ̀ gbẹ̀gìrì, pẹ̀lú ẹran tó muta, káàsà.
ilé eléyìí o. ẹja
ìlú ìbàdàn àtàgbègbè rẹ̀ àkókò tó láti gbélú ìbàdàn lárugẹ ṣàfihàn àwọn ohun àdámọ̀ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ aládìídùn fara lókun sararindin.
ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn lábẹ́ àtíbàbà kan ṣoṣo láti jọ fàwọn ọbẹ̀ aládùn búka jamala pẹ̀lú àwọn iléeṣẹ́ àfijù olóúnjẹ tó gbajúgbajà nìbàdàn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń jàmàlà látún máa sọ̀díwúkẹ́ dọ́wẹ́kẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn adẹ́rìnpòṣónú láyìíká tó rẹwà.
àwọn ìdíje wọ̀nyí ò ní gbẹ̀yìn ta ló lè yára jẹ̀sùn àmàlà bàkìtàn láàrin ìṣẹ́jú péréte ọkùnrin wo ló lè ro àmàlà kó kúnná bí etí.
ṣé ilé yára jàmàlà gbígbóná láì fi falẹ̀.
ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀bùn tó jọjú tún wà nílẹ̀ fáwọn olùkópa láti fi ṣèfàjẹ́.
ẹ̀yà ọjọ́ kẹtàlélógún oṣù kẹjọ ọdún sọ́tọ̀ láago méjì lẹ́tọ́ gbéra sọ ní pápá ìgbàlejò ti recreation club tó wà lágbègbè Sabo Àdámàsìgbà Ìbàdàn. ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì náírà lówó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tẹ́ fi jẹ̀gbádùn yọ̀tọ̀ mi.
láti kópa ẹgbà tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yín ní 32 FM àjàkẹ́rin Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
tàbí
bíbíire food canteen Òkè Àdó.
ìyá òjò food canteen tó wà ní ìjókòó adánlágbáremú Ìbàdàn.
àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tó so nígbàwọ́ àyájọ́ àmàlà níkànnì 32 FM 94.9.
iléeṣẹ́ ọtí rẹ́gá dry gin.
iléeṣẹ́ ohun ìsebẹ̀ tẹ́rà oníkóró.
pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwọn ilé ìtajà oúnjẹ tó yáàyè bíi
bíbíire food canteen.
ìyá òjò alámàlà.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ tàbí láti jẹ́ onígbọ̀wọ́.
ẹ̀lú Bímpé 0806-218-5194 tàbí Captain P2 0802-258-8193.
32 FM àmàlà fẹ́ àjẹdọ́wẹ́kẹ̀ ó máa dùn ó máa lárinrin.
Start your day and have a good time.
Kivo Crema.
And where you need to have the break time.
Kivo Crema.
If not tea, Papa Garita.
Kivo Crema. Kivo Crema.
jẹ́ 20,000 naira lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú Coco Box àti 32 FM. ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ Coco Box ní ó fi àǹfààní 20,000 naira fún wa láti máa jẹ lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú 500 naira. bó o lẹ́ẹ̀tì ṣe jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ ẹ lọ tẹ *347*253# lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ yín èyíkéyìí nẹ́tíwọ̀kì tẹ́ bá ń lò ẹ fi iye ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ tà sí. wọ́n send account number tẹ́ ẹ lè lò lẹ́ẹ̀kan péré sí yín. ẹ sanwó pẹ̀lú backup yín USSD àbí kẹ́ ẹ ṣàbẹ̀wò sí POS tó súnmọ́dọ̀ yín yẹn pẹ̀lú account number tó ti wà lọ́wọ́ yín. èyí ṣe pàtàkì ìṣẹ́jú díẹ̀ péré ni account number ń fi lè ṣiṣẹ́ ó sì wà fẹ́yìí tẹ́ ẹ ta yẹn nìkan. bẹ́ẹ̀ bá kọ̀ láti sanwó sórí account number wọn yóò ṣàdínàgbò òkú fún yín látún ti ta lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣe ta tó pọ̀ sí ni àǹfààní ṣe wà ń bẹ̀ fún yín láti jẹ. aago 9 àbọ̀ lówùrọ̀ aago 2 ọ̀sán aago 3 àtàago 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́ látọjọ́ ajé Monday sọ́jọ́ ẹtì ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ náà máa yí koto. ní gbogbo ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ èèyàn 22 ni yóò mọ gbógun ẹgbẹ̀rún 20,000 naira. èèyàn 8 ni yóò mọ gbógun ẹgbẹ̀rún lójoojúmọ́. èèyàn 3 ni yóò mọ gbọ́gọ́rùn ẹgbẹ̀rún 100,000 naira lọ́jọ́ ẹtì ọjọ́ Jímọ̀. ẹ̀yin náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí kẹ́tẹ̀ *347*253# kẹ́ẹ̀fì 500 naira péré gbàgbẹ́mù lórí Coco Box àti 32 FM ó ti pọ̀ jù.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. It's the Podium on 32 FM 94.9. In case you're just joining us, we're discussing the recent incident involving Miss Comfort Emerson on board Ibon Air aircraft a few days ago. The issues that have emanated from it. We have, a public interest lawyer who's, as he said, interested in the case. Mr. Ayodele Ademiluyi telling us about, how things unfolded and the way forward. So, Mr. Ademiluyi, before we went on that break here, you were narrating, what Miss Comfort told you, when you sat with her for the first time. Yes.
Thank you so much. So we got to the point where the aircraft landed at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport at Ikeja. So Miss Comfort Emerson made to disembark from the aircraft. But at that point, Juliana, the air hostess, blocked her. And because she was surprised that is it still the same issue? If you say there are a series of videos. Yeah. There was a video that later surfaced where she was even bewildered. She corroborated that actually she was bewildered that the issue of putting her phones on flight mode has already been a thing of the past. But of course she was blocked. After a lot of altercation and provocations, we all saw what happened, and all of that is history. But one major important thing in our testimony is that very day, that viral video which most Nigerians saw, in which she was half clad, and then that was turned by Juliana, and then of course with all her breasts coming out, was inner dressing. She was really putting on, according to her, a white dress and black leggings with even a gray cardigan jacket with the zip up. With the zip up. In fact, when I saw her in prison, I was almost mistaken because she was so well dressed at that point. So the fact is that was the dressing she had on was also turned off by Judala and her co-assaulters and all that, who are officials of IBOM Air. Now she was thrown off that IBOM Air jet. So at that particular point in time, the officials of the female correctional prison, I think, got to know that it was the biggest news in town that I'm having an exclusive scoop of. So they said, Mr. Debulu, you have to stop this interview. Please, I have to leave this place. So she told me to contact her relatives. She gave me their contacts, and she said at that time she was in need of cash, she was in need of medicine, she was in need of food, she was in need wrappers because the prison is extremely cold, you know. So I took it upon myself to contact them and to tell them to get all those things for her. So it's still in our humanitarian spirit.
Right.
We have envisaged that, of course, all sort of schools of thought would descend into the arena. So we proceeded to file a suit in public interest. Ayodele Ademilui, in my own name, Ayodele Ademilui versus the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and about 17 others, including IBOM here, including Kwamwa, including Value Jet, all the entire social transaction that we have witnessed as Nigerians, to put it before the court, for the court to determine the constitutionality or otherwise of these states and non-state actors, including the Attorney General of the Federation, who have not preferred any charge as I speak this morning against Plan 1, while Plan 2 had a bitter sweet experience in our correctional center.
Right.
Exactly. That's the point.
Mr. Ademilui, so as we speak now, from the aviation minister, Mr. Festus Keyamo, he said charges have been withdrawn, flight ban has been revoked as well. He said, all these actions were taken purely on compassionate grounds, and he stated that Ms. Emerson had also shown great remorse, in all of this. So how do you interpret this? Should I call it a pardon from the aviation ministry, to withdraw all charges?
Disagree. I completely disagree with Mr. Festus Keyamo.
Yes.
Well, without being modest, the NSIC has taken more than a personal interest in the matter. Don't forget that he flaunted the charges on his ex handle, and those are some of the particulars of material facts that we also pleaded in our suit, in our fundamental right action suit. Now, the conduct of and the tenor of Mr. Keyamo's adjudication, because he has made himself an adjudicator, not only even a minister, but an adjudicator in the whole.
But he says charges have been dropped now. Flight ban has been revoked. Yes.
I'm coming to that.
Yes.
So the fact that the charges themselves ought to be dropped, that we welcome that. We are not also blind, arguing blindly.
Yes.
We welcome the dropping of the charges. We welcome the withdrawal of the purported live ban, because actually those people that were issuing bans, the Association of Airline Operators, we don't know under what powers, jurisprudential powers, they can enforce those bans. But that's even not an issue. So the key issue now is this: were all those actions taken just on compassionate grounds? I beg to disagree. They were taken on the basis of the prayer of countless millions of Nigerians who are ready to pour out the anger of the streets against this regime for the kind of opprobrium they subjected that young lady to. So it was the counterweight of the social anger of Nigerians that forced Mr. Festus Keyamo and the entire HIC to change position. Otherwise, she will still be in prison custody as we speak.
Yeah, he said that she has shown great remorse, for the action, that she was remorseful. That was what motivated them to drop the charges.
Okay. That would be what we call fallacy of Stroman, because I'm begging the question. They are two completely fallacious, because you are not also now trying to act like as if you are a man, you know the minds of the young lady. The young lady, thus far, after that my oral interview with her, the only thing she has put in print is on her Instagram page, where she said, and quote me, she said, "I thank all Nigerians for all the support, prayers, and best wishes," because she knew it was the voracious the avalanche of that support of Nigerians that made her to get out of prison in record time, in very short time.
Right.
And she said, at the appropriate time, after I have recovered from emotional trauma, because obviously she's still emotionally traumatized.
Let's go to.
I will give my side of the story.
Right.
So that may be, to take that as remorse, emotional remorse is different. But the major thing is, beyond her, beyond even one, something, we are already almost close to the abyss, on a speedy flight to the abyss. And it behoves us as constitutional lawyers, as public interest lawyers, not to close our eyes before we finally descend into the abyss.
Right. Let me go to your colleague now. Barrister, you have the floor, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much. You know, something really beats me, and our guest has made mention of it. It is most unfortunate that with the whole episode, the Minister of Aviation appears to have prejudged the lady, because I don't know what they mean by being remorseful. Can you be remorseful when you have not committed any wrong? Especially from what my learned friend has just related. What is the relevance of the remorse there? Because from what I am hearing, the lady would have claims against the airline and what have you. So I don't know where my learned friend is taking this matter to, but I don't understand what they mean by remorseful. When it appears on the submissions of counsel that she did no wrong.
Mr. Demilu, you want to weigh in?
You said?
Yeah, you want to, respond to that, the comments by Barrister.
Absolutely.
Yes.
My learned friend is correct. What wrong has she done? You know, naturally those charges ought to be dropped. They're not even meant to be filed in the first instance. And in any way, it was the balance of criminal culpability, both corporately and individually, rests on IBOM Air and the officials of IBOM Air who are on that flight on that particular day. Why subject her to that level of harassment, intimidation, opprobrium, and even molestation? I know she's under the radar now because she needs to recuperate physically, mentally, socially, psychologically. And then she was thrown out like a rag, private organs shown to the whole world. Then the viral video, who posted it? That video was maliciously posted to render her a complete nonentity in our society. And we are all Africans. We all know when nudity is revealed like that, the shock on the female person is still there. No matter the brand ambassadorship, no matter the number of this, she cannot, the recovery will take a while. Why? Have we degenerated to this level? Has it gotten to this level? So that's the question. Social lawyers like us, public interest lawyers like us, we want the court to determine for us, so that appropriate actions can be made.
So just to be clear, Mr. Demilu, even despite the withdrawal of charges, you're still pursuing this in court. You want her to seek redress. That's what you're doing, regardless of the aviation minister's statement about dropping charges and letting bygones be bygones. You're still pursuing this in court.
And just before you answer that question, I also want to add this to it. What about the concept of local standi? because I know that has been one problematic area of law, and we are still trying to find a way around it. So perhaps you address those issues too.
Thank you so much for that wonderful question. I will first address the issue of local standard.
Yeah.
The reality is that what many of our colleagues don't know is that problematic issue has been completely arrested by the fundamental rights enforcement procedural rules. The fundamental rights enforcement procedural rules cured that major problem that people like our predecessors in this kind of pursuit, Chief Ganifa Emiese, were having. If you read our law reports very well, you discover that Chief Ganifa Emiese handled a lot of cases in his lifetime. Was pursuing all kind of cases in his lifetime, and the impediment has always been local standard and the rest of it. But the fundamental rights enforcement procedural rules in 2019 was able to totally remove that, especially in terms of fundamental rights enforcement, which is this kind of situation and matter we have filed in every material particular. You can file a fundamental rights action on behalf of an unknown person, on behalf of a human rights violation you observed, you perceived, and that is why you find NGOs like SERAP filing countless suits every day, because it's a virgin and wide field of litigation that many Nigerian lawyers have not even delved into. And I'm challenging our colleagues at the bar that we should descend into this arena of practice heavily. We need countless number of lawsuits in our courts, in our law courts, to continue to challenge the impunity this moribund ruling class is dragging us on to. We want to enter into the situation of becoming like a South Sudan, where every lawyer will have to hold the rifle before he say good money.
So what about the other question before we go to Prof about
okay,
whether you're still pursuing this in court? Yes.
Yes. The other question is that I have filed a public interest lawsuit because I have envisaged from the beginning that the whole number is a day of the butchering of the elephant. All kind of knives will come out into the open. Ìjọ ẹkú erin, oríṣiríṣi ọ̀bẹ làárí. That's the English interpretation of that Yoruba proverb. All kind of counsel have come out, including senior advocates of Nigeria, parading themselves as lawyers. I won't want to go into that contest. So I filed a public interest lawsuit in that manner.
Okay.
At the same time, I am in touch with our close relatives. Of course, I've been told that she's recuperating. She needs time and everything. We will encourage her as a natural person to also pursue remedies. In fact, as some journalist late last night was bringing to my attention a particular action. We are yet to independently verify that she has been fined. That IBOM has even taken another step now, which we already say that the matter won't end at the Keyamo peace deal. Keyamo is just trying to put off an inferno with a fire extinguisher. He will need more than that. IBOM here, we are yet to independently verify this. IBOM here has even taken an action at an international level in which has been fined $2,500. We are yet to verify that independently as at this press time.
Right.
But when we follow up, I think 32 FM will also follow up with us in this.
Right.
Standard.
Certainly.
Because it's not just about comfort or Kwamwan. We are seeing a situation of social terrorism, and it was the Canadian jurist and that helped us to put it properly.
Right.
Thank you.
Let's go to Prof now. Prof, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Barrister Ademle. The issue I want to raise concerns the broader behavior of airlines. What this incident has brought out is the way and manner these airlines treat their customers. And the last time we had the outburst from Adam Soshomole, I can tell you that I've had my own fair share of disappointment with the airline. For instance, you have a flight, they can cancel it, they can reschedule it, and they can give you the information at their own convenience. Meanwhile, you cannot go late to the airport and not run into trouble with them. In fact, if you are late, they will declare you no show, and you will have to work very hard to even be able to reschedule the ticket, or otherwise you forfeit every dime that you have, because for you to even reschedule, you have to pay a fine. But here they are by 10 a.m. in Owerri, and I decided to take the 7 a.m. flight from Lagos. And to do that, I had to leave Ibadan a day before, only for me to get a message at about 12 midnight that the flight has been rescheduled to 1 p.m. By which time, of course, the lecture was supposed to give at 10 a.m. was already over. And nothing, no compensation, no refund of. That's how I had to forfeit that flight and lose the opportunity, to give that lecture. When you have a situation like that, where passengers are often at the mercy of this airline, why would they not behave the way they have behaved in terms of how they handled that mercifully? Is there what are what does the law tell us in terms of customer protection and defense of the interests of the customer vis-a-vis this airline who reschedule arbitrarily or even cancel their flight at their whims and caprice?
Yeah, very good question, Prof. Mr. Demilui. Can you hear us?
So much.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you very well. Thank you so much for that very wonderful question. And I think what we want to also achieve with this lawsuit is to wake up Nigerians to defend their aviation rights. Now, the provision of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority Act, an airline has a duty of care to a passenger. We have always been tolerating their misdemeanor. They will, as Prof just said, if you book a flight for 4 p.m., they can schedule you for 10 p.m. And they will just be telling you whether forecast something. In fact, if they don't have enough passengers on the plane, they can schedule 2 hours again. So the point is that there is a labeling statute that passengers can use to enforce their rights. The law is there, but because when of us maybe we just we just let it go. But I think we have gotten to the point where we can begin to file lawsuits against this kind of misdemeanor. For IBOM here to still go far, because there's an international aviation is not only regulated by national law, it's also regulated by international law. For them to go despite the Keyamo PSD and reconstruction 3-hour system he was using in this matter, they still went to international body on civil aviation to go and say our comfort and massing should pay $2,500. We are here to verify that, but it's circulating. It's breaking.
Yeah. So, Mr. Demilui, so sorry to come in here. So that means you're saying that there are provisions of the law that that make it very sacrosanct for airlines to stick to their schedule or compensate passengers if there is a slight delay. So is it that Nigerians don't know this section of the law, or maybe they don't have faith in the judiciary?
Well, it's two in one. You are correct. The Nigerian judiciary, too, without being modest, without dressing down our judiciary, has been overwhelmed and undercapacitated. The judges are very few and far between. In Lagos, the dockets are so overwhelming. In fact, Nigerian judiciary is under capacitated, as I've said. They are under equipped. The courtrooms are small, and there are no IT facilities and all of that. Now, but if we realize the fact that if we start agitating for this right, there will be changes. British Airways, I think it's on Google News this morning. British Airways have to put about some number of passengers on another aircraft. I think in Lagos, it was yesterday night, because some of the seats were bad. And there was only a viral video of one passenger who was protesting the very dirty, haggard bus that British Airways brought to convey them from the tarmac to the what do you call it now? From the tarmac to that terminal where you can go and find your way to the city. So those are the changes we are having for.
Right. I mean, as you said, they are right, and it's not just in the aviation sector. There are concerns about violation of Nigerian rights in different sectors as well. People have talked about the telecom sector. They've talked about even banking as well. So, I mean, you are a public interest lawyer. I don't know if you can hear me, Mr. Ademiloye. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
So sorry for that break.
Yes.
The reality is that the final point is that Nigerians should not continue to take all these shit. Aviation sector, even the telecommunication sector, I think you are mentioning it.
Yes.
You can just cut your phone, like your lines anyhow. Then if you want to buy fuel, you should not even go to the petroleum sector. That's why it's even becoming more and more generous every day. So we cannot continue to take all this shit. We should if Ghanifa were to be living in our times, I know he'll be filing at least 100 lawsuits per day. Because the local standard is no longer there. He can sue anybody for anybody on behalf of anybody, on behalf of any event at any time.
But that also comes with a lot of burden as well, filing lawsuits. Because I remember Late Ghanifa, as you said, pursued numerous cases, even against the current president as well. He pursued numerous cases, but most of the cases did not see, did not see the light of day eventually. That can be discouraging sometimes, as an ordinary Nigerian who want to seek for justice and all of that. Yes.
But life is very, very short. And each generation may just make a point. I think Gani really made the point by saying this thing should be removed. By removing it in 2019, if Gani did not continuously and consistently pursue the issue of local standard, our own generation will not be benefiting this. For instance, if the likes of Abat Macaulay and Nnamdi Azikiwe didn't fight the colonialists at that time, the struggles, the Lagos, the strikes, the lockouts, and everything, we will still be under British colonialism. So each generation has to play his or her role.
Right.
Ghana and Co have played their role, and we are also here on this side of the terra firma to play our own role.
Right. Let me go back to the statement by the minister. He said that, quote, clear wrongs were committed by both parties, the offending passengers and the staff of the airlines involved. This, for some, emphasizes what they perceive as, shared culpability in all of this. So, from your perspective, do you agree that, Emerson's treatment was proportionate, or there was disparity in how she was treated, especially given that private parts were exposed, in that viral video? So, the minister is trying to say that there is shared culpability in this, that clear wrongs were committed by both parties. Do you agree with this assertion?
I don't agree at all with Mr. 𝐾𝐈𝐒𝐄𝐋. He can't be a judge in his own case. And that's why we are taking the matter before a proper court of competent jurisdiction. He can't be a minister and then the chief, what do you call it? The chief justice of the federation at the same time. It's not possible. It's not possible. He is the one that wants to harvest the yam and want to use it.
Hello.
So let the court of competent jurisdiction determine the otherwise, and that's what we have put before the court in that lawsuit to determine the legality or otherwise of both the states and non-state actors, including individuals in this.
Is your lawsuit like a class action, perhaps against IBOM Air? Can you just give us a picture of what exactly you are pursuing before the court?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Joined as parties to that lawsuit is number one, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is the head of state and who is the head of the federal government of Nigeria. Number two is the Attorney General of the Federation, who is the chief law officer, who has kept mute like Ogunpa River in this entire drama. No intervention from the office of the Attorney General. The Constitution set out exactly what the role of the Attorney General should be. Mr. 𝐾𝐈𝐒𝐄𝐋 cannot be the Minister of Aviation and Minister of Justice at the same time. It's not possible. It's properly demarcated. There is principle of separation of powers. Then number three is the Federal Minister of Aviation. Number four is Mr. 𝐾𝐈𝐒𝐄𝐋 SAN, who is acting both in national person and in the office of the Federal Minister of Aviation. By using his personal X handle, publish all kind of funny statements, we have sued him in national person in that suit. based on those his natural actions, in natural person. Then number 5 is the Nigerian police force, the Inspector General of Police, who also have, who both the two offices have responsibility to contain, arrest, detain people, and their conduct in the entire drama, and their failure not to arrest one, because one of the prayers we are asking for is the order of the Honorable Court of Mandamus to mandate the Nigerian Police Force and the Inspector General of Police Force to arrest, arraign, and prosecute one. Then, of course, we went down to Ibom here, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, and the Akwa Ibom State government, Attorney General of Akwa Ibom State, who are the owners of Ibom here. The Ibom here itself as a juristic personality. Then, of course, Kwamwan, Alhaji King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal One, whose conduct in this entire socio-political drama has not been subjected to any vigorous prosecution at any court of law. Then, of course, we also joined the value jets. Value jets, because they were the contrasting personality with Kwamwan. So we set out the narration of her between value jets and Kwamwan in that.
So what are you pursuing? What are you pursuing in favor of Miss Comfort and Martin? Are you seeking compensation? Are you seeking? Yes.
We are seeking jointly and severally, including the Nigerian Correctional Service, who stopped my interview. They violated my right of freedom of expression with her, and showed me the door of the Premier Correctional Center. Violation of my freedom of movement. We are asking for 500 billion naira damages, jointly and severally, against all these states and non-state actors.
Okay, so isn't the Kwamwan situation a different incident? One might wonder why you decided to add it to your lawsuit, since you are seeking compensation for your client in this case.
Thank you so much for that question. Now, why we have to join that Kwamwan incident is that, don't forget that till I speak, Miss Comfort and Marcy herself it's not a party in this suit as a natural person.
Okay.
Because of course we have not secured a full-blown instructions from her. I mean, there are a lot of claimants saying that they have instructions from the family or those ones, but I won't want to be in any professional misdemeanor.
Okay.
So I settled to sue in my own name in public interest.
Right.
And that is why I've set out those parties in that manner, such that the court can be brought to interpret the Constitution as to what should be the conduct of these state actors, Minister of Aviation, what should be their role in this entire drama. You understand?
Yeah.
The court of law should act as our umpire, to set out, to reprimand, to also correct and set out the appropriate orders, which is order number 1. We are asking for order of mandamus, for the court to order to mandate the General of Police and the Nigerian Police Force to arrest Kwamwan as soon as possible. Because that should not slip by. What that means is that if I commit armed robbery tomorrow morning, I'll be made brand ambassador of armed robbery.
Okay, let's go to Barrister now. Barrister, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much. I am really enjoying the discourse. Now, for some of us in the legal profession, we are worried by the role played by the authorities, excluding the intervention of the courts in the resolution of this impasse. Now, my question is, what does this portend for the criminal justice system in Nigeria, especially given this fact that there is widespread discipline in Nigeria?
Right, Mr. Ademluyi? Mr. Ademluyi, I don't know if you got the question. Okay, he says, what does this mean for the criminal justice system? What does it portend, this incident? Yes.
Fact, thank you so much.
The question is this.
Right.
I said the exclusion of the courts in the resolution of the impasse, what it portends for the criminal justice system in Nigeria?
Thank you so much for that wonderful question, sir. By inviting the court into this arena, we want the court to act out its constitutional duties to enforce the safety and the sanctity and even the sanity of all of us, and in every way it will impact positively on our criminal justice system, because if the court can even make appropriate orders, whether they obey or disobey is their own cup of tea, but at least there would have.
Sorry, I want you to get the depth of that question. All right, and it is that what the Minister of Aviation did by excluding the court in the resolution of the impasse, if there was going to be a settlement at all, especially for the criminal aspects of what transpired, particularly with Kwam 1, what would that portend for the criminal justice system in Nigeria?
Thank you so much. I really am happy. I really understand now. Of course, it again brings this to our attention the sad story of the state of our judiciary in this part of the world. You remember that ordinarily, the Attorney General of the Federation is the chief law officer of the Federation. His reticence in this matter has been worrisome. In fact, many journalists have asked me in media chat that what has happened to the Minister of Justice, the Attorney General, the Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi. Why is he mute and silent in this entire drama? Because the question you are really asking is for him. He should have approached the court as he's not the Attorney General of Mr. President. He's the Attorney General of the Federation. He's really the chief law officer of all of us. You should have proceeded to the court. In fact, what I am doing today should have been the responsibility of the Attorney General of the Federation to join all these parties. We do not need to teach him law. There are all kinds of powers given to the Attorney General of the Federation in this respect. And that is why.
Mr. Demilui. Oh, it appears we've lost connection with him. Mr. Demilui, can you hear us? All right. Remember, okay. It looks like we lost connection with you. Can you hear me? Can you hear us now? Hello, Mr. Demilui. Right, we're live on Facebook. Okay, all right, you're back now. Sorry, we lost connection with you earlier.
So just to round up.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So it is the Canadian court that came to our rescue by hitting the nail on the head. We have just been dancing around the bush all this while. Say we are living, Nigeria is living in a state of social terrorism. And we need an urgent rescue from that social terrorism. We, the lawyers, have a role. The judges also have their own role. And the press too, of course, they are doing playing their beautiful role very well. All of us collectively, including the academia, everybody, we need to wake up and call a spade.
Right.
So that they don't totally throw us into the abyss. That's a true comforter away from the aircraft.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, when the airline operators of Nigeria announced the lifetime flying ban, a lot of people, even your colleagues in the profession, said that it's only a court of law that can make that pronouncement that you cannot infringe on the fundamental right of an individual to move around the country. But why do you think the ban was lifted? Was it perhaps pressure from Nigerians, and was it formally communicated to Ms. Comfort Manson, who was in custody at the time, when this announcement was made before she was released eventually? Because at the time, there were those who raised concern that there was this unfair or unequal treatment of Ms. Comfort compared to how the Fuji Maestro was treated. In fact, we saw Ms. Abike Dabiri, the chairman of NITCOM, Nigerian Diaspora Commission, who also tweeted to air is human. So do you think it was this pressure that sort of led to this decision made by the airline operators and even the aviation ministry as well to withdraw the charges and revoke the lifetime ban?
Absolutely, yes. It is a prayer. But even the life ban, the purported life ban is even laughable. Because who are they really? They are just an incorporated trustees, a body of incorporated trustees. Now assuming the office of an prosecutor of a judge and saying somebody is given a life ban, and even the life ban, for how long will the person will fly again for the entire rest of our lifetime? That is laughable. So say it has been withdrawn is just taking the joke too far. It's nothing, and it's something resting on nothing. It cannot stand and all that. So I think that answers that.
All right. Let's go to Prof. As we wrap up with Mr. Ademiloye. Prof.
Yeah. I think this aviation challenge is not going to go away very very soon, and I think given the situation in the country, Nigerians really have to speak for their rights. Now, if you look around the aviation sector, there are major developments going on. For instance, in Oyo State, there is a remodeling of the airport to an international one, and as a result of that, flight has been suspended. The federal government is talking about investing over 700 billion in rehabilitating the Murtala Mohammed Airport. All these have come with controversies because we have seen such developments done before, yet the achievements are often fall short of expectation. How can Nigerians begin to have a say in the developments, whether for infrastructure, passenger management, or even the management of the aviation sector more broadly in Nigeria? What are the means, what are the ways through which passengers and people who are interested in what goes in the aviation industry will intervene? Because it seems as if the labor unions that are supposed to represent the voices for workers within those sectors have been disempowered, just as the NLC and other labor unions have become a laughingstock. What can Nigerians really do to promote accountability, in the aviation sector?
Mr. Ademiloye?
Is that question for me?
Yes, it is. It is, sir.
Hey, thank you so much. That's a very wonderful question. From Prof. I really appreciate that. Nigerians have to begin to challenge the leadership of the trade unions, because it's also a burden and worry for all of us. The aviation unions have not even issued a single statement about all of this. We need the rank and file of the unions to start asking their leadership a lot of questions. What is happening to the check-off dues? They pay a lot of check-off dues from their hand-earned money, and these unions keep quiet at the face of impunity. It's not done. Then number two is that as for many passengers, air travel passengers, we are challenging you to also come on board. We need more lawsuits in this sector. In fact, many people who have their flights cancelled, who have their flight rescheduled, don't go and challenge in court. Don't give up on the judiciary. We need to continue pushing, and we invite you to also join us in this noble pursuit.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me go to Barrister now as we wrap up with you. Barrister?
Yes. I will just be a comment because I think my learned friend has done justice to the issues for discussion this morning. I am particularly worried too that we appear to have a government that is most unconcerned about the feelings of Nigerians. You can imagine, sometime last year, I think about 42 billion was said to have been expended on repairs of the third mainland bridge. Today, barely a year after, this government is talking about another 3.8 trillion naira to repair the same third mainland bridge. You have just mentioned the issue of the airport terminals, which they are telling us will cost another 712 billion naira. You cannot be spending the people's money this way without being accountable. So I agree with our guest. The only option left to Nigerians is to use the facilities or the opportunities provided by the courts. Question our leaders, keep them on their toes. For instance, I don't know why we don't have a website that will have the details of many of these contracts that they are awarded. Lagos, Calabar, Coastal, Badagry Road, where they will display, the bill of quantity and someone associated, to those contracts for Nigerians to interrogate. They cannot just be spending Nigerians' money as if they are managing their private estate or their father's estates. So I also want to explain that these are issues that are taken before the courts. Clarity.
Right.
So let me thank our guest.
Yes.
He has done very well.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ademiluyi, for joining us on the show this morning. It's been a very interesting conversation with you. We wish you all the best in your lawsuit. Yes, barrister. Yes, I mean,
please share the location.
Yes,
and details.
Oh, no problem. That will be done.
Rice with you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's okay to exit the call now. Thank you. Right. So as I mentioned earlier, it's D-Day in some states today as registered voters. Actually, 13 states across the country are voting to elect new representatives in the Senate, House of Rep, and state houses of assembly. According to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, by-elections are taking place in 16 constituencies across the country. So the affected states are Jigawa, Edo, Ogun, Oyo, Adamawa, Anambra, Kaduna, Kano, Taraba, Kogi, Niger State, Enugu, and Zamfara State as well. INEC said the final consignment of sensitive materials were deployed as at yesterday in preparations for the election. Disclosed that by-elections involved 2 central districts in Anambra and Edo State, 5 federal constituencies spread across Edo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Ogun, and Oyo State, and 9 state constituencies in Adamawa, Anambra, Kaduna, Kano, Kogi, Niger, Taraba, and Zamfara State. This election are taking place because of the demise, in some cases, of representative and also lawsuits that have terminated the tenure of those who were initially elected into that position. In Anambra Central, for instance, Ifeanyi Ubah passed away in July 2024, hence the by-election taking place there. Also here in Ibadan North, federal constituency here in Oyo State, Akinremi passed away as well, and another election is taking place. Some people say it's a two-horse race between the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress, APC. Whatever it is the people that would eventually decide who gets to sit on that seat in the green chambers of the National Assembly after this round of election. As I said, we have our correspondents on ground across the various local government and wards under Ibadan North Federal Constituency. They'll be giving us updates. I've got an audio clip from one of them to update us regarding what has played out so far in the federal constituency by-election here in the state. Please take a listen.
Kini Sir, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Ibrahim Misbaudin.
Your name is what?
Ibrahim Misbaudin.
What can you tell us about this? What can you tell us about this election going on?
I don't have much to say about this election going on.
Okay.
But the way I see things going, so I believe the election will be good, easy for citizens that want to cast their votes. So
what can you tell us about the turnout?
The turning out is good because what people are expecting is even different. People are expecting that today is going to be tough.
Okay.
Because the major two candidates that people are expecting to, to come out, people thought they were going to fight and they're dragging it by themselves. But at the end of the day, the way things is going on, it's going to be peaceful. It's going to be something that will be better.
So you are very sure that the election is peaceful, security?
The way I started this Unit 28 here, we didn't see anything that is going to be happening rather than be peaceful. Yes.
And you can see the environment is at least, I think, what can you tell us about the environment?
This environment, this is not the first time I've been voting here, because this is my polling list too.
Okay.
So the way I see things here, I like this place because the elite that are living in this place, they don't have problem.
Okay.
They don't want problem.
Okay.
They will come out and it's very difficult for any party agent to drag them or to convince them they must vote by force. They will vote with their integrity. So you cannot buy them, especially the people here.
Once again, can you introduce yourself? You are talking to YUSUF 94.9.
My name is Ibrahim Misbaudin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Your name, sir?
My name is Ali Badmus.
And you are what?
I'm
the
agent.
Agent of which party?
APC.
And
All right.
When did the election, the people, the INEC officials, when did they arrive this place?
Around 9.
9?
Yeah, yes.
Because what we learn is that they said they started the election. They started their voting here around 8:30 exactly. Is it true?
No. Before they arrived now, it's around 9.
9.
Yes.
Okay. Now, before this time, is there any harassment from anybody?
No.
What about
Nobody.
What about the population of those who are voting, the registered and
The register we are here is 750. But where they are bringing the ballot paper, we saw 749.
Okay. Now we are missing one.
Yes.
But have they been rectified?
No.
They have not been rectified.
Yeah.
Okay. And the party agent, they are not seeing anything?
No, all we are cooperate with together, but no problem about it. But when we have finished the election, the votes, so we cancel the rest ballots. So.
Yeah, updates from different polling units under Ibadan North Federal Constituency. As I said, we have a correspondent on ground, Oyeni Yeson, Ogundile Olariwaju and Mary Ojo will be giving us update as things unfold on the field this morning. Out of 7 political parties that held primaries monitored by Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC in Oyo State, 5 of them were cleared to contest the seat left vacant following the demise of Prince Olaide Aderemi, otherwise known as Jagaban, July 10th. 2024 at the age of 51 after a brief illness. The clerk candidate Akinlamo Dexter of African Democratic Congress ADC, Olajide Adewale aka Murphy of Congress APC, Olajumoke Olabisi of All Progressives Grand Alliance ABGA, and Oyekunle Fola, otherwise known as Don, People's Democratic Party PDP, as well as Ahmed Badmos of the Zenith Labour Party. So those are the candidates contesting the election. Let me okay, I'm hearing that Mary Ojo is on standby to give us an update. We'll try and connect with her as soon as we are able to. We'll hear from her what is happening where she is at the moment. Okay, I think Mary's on the call now. Mary, good morning. Where are you now? Tell us what's going on.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
We are around Gates, NTA, Methodist N5 Basic School. There's a polling unit right there.
Okay.
So we are there to observe things and how the election is going on.
So what are people on the ground saying? When did the INEC officials arrive? Have people started voting? What's the mood like? What's the turnout like in that area?
Okay. INEC officials arrived before 9 a.m. this morning, and then security officers they're already on ground also. And then the election is going peacefully. There is no violence of any sort. We are yet to Mr. Ogundele Lanre is speaking with the. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Okay, you're the agent for ABGA. Yes. Can you speak with us now?
Yes.
Okay,
Regarding
32 FM. Regarding the election.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, sir. Mr. OLORUNTOBA, please, I have the party agent for ABGA with me here.
Right. Okay, so
Okay.
good morning. Thank you for joining us. So what's the your assessment of the whole process so far in terms of the conduct of the INEC officials, the functionality of the voting materials, that's the beavers equipment, and also the turnout of voters as well? Yes.
Firstly, I will commend the INEC because their staff are been around since around 7 or 6:30. So, and I at the same time I and all the other sister agents.
All right.
They did so well.
Right.
Regarding this by-election, is or not.
Right. Thank you. So,
Yes.
so everything is going on well.
The atmosphere here now is peaceful. So, but I have to reach out to our people at home. Please come out and vote. Everywhere is peaceful.
So the turnout is low. That's why the turnout is low. People are not coming out.
Very low. Presently, we are at a Methodist basic school beside NTA Agodi Badon.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Adeniyi Benga Christopher.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Mary, I understand that there was announcement of restriction of movement in some areas. So while you were moving around, can you just tell us some of the things you noticed about the restriction of movement? Was there compliance? Were there security agents on ground to ensure enforcement of this restriction of movement in those areas affected under Ibadan North Federal Constituency?
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I would say there is people did not comply with restriction of movement totally, because in some areas you can still see that cars are moving, vehicles are on the road, but there are security officers, the soldiers are on the road to stop people. But at the same time, there is no strict compliance with restriction of movement.
Right.
But then people are moving around. That's what I can say.
Yeah, but
as for the other polling units that we have been to this morning,
right now, I am in the city of Ibadan.
Okay, I can hear you, Mary. Go ahead. I can hear you.
All right. So as for the other polling units we've been to this morning, we were at Bodija House in Ward 10, Unit 8 this morning, and then there was arguments. We met them arguing because they said the voters list, the numbers of accredited voters that were supposed to vote at that particular polling unit were supposed to be 28. But by the time INEC was presenting the voters list this morning, they presented 218. And so the party agents, both for APC and PDP, were so, they were annoyed and were asking questions why the numbers skyrocketed all of a sudden. And then where are the other number of people coming from? But they were able to sort it. But they said they are still, they were still on it before we left. And they said they will sort it and they were able to, voting will commence there. But as at the time we were there, voting, has not started as at the time we were there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know that, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so then we went to Ward 10, Unit 6. That was Awolowo Bodija housing again, but that's Unit 6. So the number of accredited voters for that area too was 750, but 749 people were sent. List of voters were sent, but the election has started and was going peaceful. So we asked the party agents for APC and PDP how they were going to solve the problem. They just said they were going to cancel one vote.
Okay.
So that will be sorted.
Okay. So just quick one before we let you go. One of the things that usually come up on election day is the issue of voter inducement, vote buying, and all of that. So have you seen any of these cases in places you visited so far?
No,
okay.
No.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Mary. We'll connect with you again if you have more updates regarding the election. So we'll take a short commercial break.
Right, no problem.
When we get back, we'll be talking more about this by-election and expectation, especially on the part of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Do stay with us. The Podium will be back in a moment.
Just because you do not take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in you.
The funds spent were properly spent because we got them from intervention funds.
Only you waka come. There is God.
I don't know which party my wife belongs to, but she belongs to my kitchen and my living room and the other room.
Stay in tune with politics on 32 FM 94.9.
Sórí ẹ̀, oníkálùkù pẹ̀lú tiẹ̀ ni o. Ojúmọ́ kan, ìdojúkọ kan ni o. O sì ní láti ṣetán láti kojú wọn. Ìyẹn nìkan ló lè fi rọ́nà lọ. Ìdí tí mi ò ṣe kí n fi oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ mi ṣeré. Ṣóyẹ oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ pick mi tó ní àwọn èròjà àti okun tí mo nílò láti fi kojú ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan, ìdojúkọ kọ̀ọ̀kan.
Dáradára ni gbogbo ọjọ́ láti tẹ̀síwájú pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ pick. Ǹjẹ́ o ti jẹ tirẹ̀?
Peak. Reach for your peak.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Easy to open, easy to squeeze, easy to scoop and easy to stir. Dishes come alive with so much taste. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix, stand up pouch.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
So much in love.
Àmàlà dúdú, àmàlà funfun, àmàlà tó fẹ́lẹ́ bí etí, ní ṣàwéwédú tó yọ̀ kólólò, ọ̀rẹ́ ìmùlẹ̀ gbẹ̀gìrì, pẹ̀lú ẹran tó muta, káàsà. Ilé eléyìí o. Ẹja ọsàn. Ìlú Ìbàdàn àtàgbègbè rẹ̀. Àkókò tó láti gbélú Ìbàdàn lárugẹ ṣàfihàn àwọn ohun àdámọ̀ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ aládìídùn fara lókun sararindin.
Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn lábẹ́ àtíbàbà kan ṣoṣo láti jọ fàwọn ọbẹ̀ aládùn búka jamala pẹ̀lú àwọn iléeṣẹ́ àfijù olóúnjẹ tó gbajúgbajà nìbàdàn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń jàmàlà látún máa sọ̀díwúkẹ́ dọ̀wẹ́kẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn adẹ́rìn-pòṣónú láyìíká tó rẹwà.
Àwọn ìdíje wọ̀nyí ò ní gbẹ̀yìn. Ta ló lè yára jẹ̀sùn àmàlà pàkìtàn láàrin ìṣẹ́jú péréte? Ọkùnrin wo ló lè ro àmàlà kó kúnná bí etí?
Ṣé ilé yára jàmàlà gbígbóná láì fi falẹ̀?
Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀bùn tó jọjú tún wà nílẹ̀ fáwọn olùkópa láti fi ṣèfàjẹ́.
Ẹ̀yà ọjọ́ 23 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún sọ́tọ̀ láago 2 lè tó gbéra sọ ní pápá ìgbàlejò ti Recreation Club tó wà lágbègbè Sabo Àdámàsìgbà Ìbàdàn. $2,000 náírà lówó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tẹ́ fi jẹ̀gbádùn yọ̀tọ̀ mi.
Láti kópa ẹgbà tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yín ní 32 FM àjàkẹ́rin Cocoa House Ìbàdàn.
Tàbí
Bíbíire Food Canteen Òkè Àdó.
Ìyá Òjó Food Canteen tó wà ní Ìjókòó Adánlágbárimú Ìbàdàn.
Àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tó so nígbàwọ́ àyájọ́ àmàlà níkànnì 32 FM 94.9.
Iléeṣẹ́ ọtí Rega Dry Gin.
Iléeṣẹ́ ohun ìsebẹ̀ tẹ́rà Oníkóró.
Pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwọn ilé ìtajà oúnjẹ tó yáàyè bíi
Bíbíire Food Canteen.
Ìyá Òjó Alámàlà.
Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ tàbí láti jẹ́ onígbọ̀wọ́.
Ẹ̀lú Bímpé 0806-218-5194 tàbí Captain P2 0802-258-8193.
32 FM Àmàlà Fest. Àjẹdọ̀wẹ́kẹ̀. Ó máa dùn, ó máa lárinrin.
Kò bá jẹ́ 24, 29 tàbí 32 ṣáà ti fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa lórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ kàn tẹ 32 FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀.
Attention, attention, if you're not spending money, go, 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 go.
All work and no music. Now they make Jumbo a dull boy. What about Funke? Omo, e be like say Funke too want the dull o.
You wearing a Prada.
Don't dull on a Friday evening, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tune in to 32 FM 94.9 Fenye. Join Mouthpiece on Music Match. Where better gbedu go dey eat your airwaves. Wetin be the keyword for today? Get the keyword and request for your own song. You dey feel am? You dey feel am? You dey feel am?
It is gbedu o. You dey feel am? You dey feel am? You dey feel am? Omo see signal. Is so die.
Music Match with Mouthpiece. Omo Jami.
Level T package. So yeah, feeling now. No time. Shoo. This one bad. Omo bad. Boy me. Oh yeah, now finish this.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Welcome back to the Podium on 32 FM 94.9. In case you're just joining us, we're getting updates concerning the Ibadan North Federal Constituency by-election taking place today. And it's not just in Oyo State, there are also by-elections taking place in other parts of the country as well. As I said, based on demise of some candidates and in some cases, court cases that nullify the tenure of members of the House of Representatives, State House of Assembly, or the Senate as well. So let me go to, Oyeni Eson is with us now. Eson, good morning. Good to have you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
All right. So, where are you now, and what can you tell us?
The election presently is peaceful. The security is first-class rated, and we can see the voters turnout is relatively reasonable. And this is an applaud to every concerned authority in respect to this. And we are still observing the election.
Right.
And still giving the update to the general public.
Right. Thank you. So have you heard have you spoken to anybody regarding the, big vast equipment and all of that? Have there been any concerns expressed about its functionality?
No, there have not been serious concerns, any serious issue presently, apart from the numbering, and it has been settled among the party agents among themselves that they will follow the accreditation.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Eson. I'm sure we'll reconnect with you as soon as you have more update as well. So let me go to Prof. Prof, I mean, it's a key election in different parts of the country, as I mentioned. But are you surprised that the turnout has been very low from the reports we're getting? This is an important election because it's a National Assembly election. National Assembly is very key in terms of making laws, oversight function, and also checks and balances within the system as well. So, Prof, what are your thoughts?
Yes, I think that the low turnout is expected given the general situations of Nigerians and the experience from the 2023 elections. Increasingly, I think the people have been alienated from governance. They don't see the direct benefits, of taking that step of sacrificing their time and energy going to the polling unit. Besides, the National Assembly itself it does not seem to have a very positive image, given the situations that have happened there, the incidents within the National Assembly, their capacity to hold the executive to account, and all of that. I would say that we are going to experience this general low turnout across all constituency. It's not going to be an experience that's confined to Ibadan North local government alone. This concern began with the experience of the 2023 presidential elections, and it's not likely to be Nigerians it's not likely to recover very soon. Remember that even the National Assembly took note of it, and they proposed a bill that wants to make
voting compulsory.
Compulsory, and also to, in fact, criminalize it. It was resisted by both civil society and concerned Nigerians. So I think that our democracy is facing a serious challenge of what we call the crisis of confidence. And those in government in power today should do something to make people much more confident in the electoral process.
Right.
And I think previously by-elections have always been a test run, for innovations within the electoral process. Coming into this particular season of by-elections, we have not really been. No new innovation is coming from the experience of the 2023 election. The Electoral Act amendment process is still on. The constitutional amendment process is still on. So I think the fallout from the 2023 election will remain until we see very meaningful and strong intervention to change things. But as we speak, we can't really point to any new development or innovation.
Right.
And understandably, did turn out way below.
Let me go to Barrister, because this is a big challenge, as Prof said, and isn't it going to be detrimental to the people themselves? Because if you refuse to come out, that means that, because politicians are taking this very seriously. I remember the primaries, especially within the APC, was keenly contested. There are those who still feel aggrieved about the candidates that emerged as well. So one thing about politicians is that even if people don't come out, they will mobilize their own people and come out. So the danger is you are leaving the very important elections to be determined by the minority, just like we saw in 2023 election. Even with all of the anticipation and the various movements in favor of different candidates, 80 million people registered, about 80 million people registered, just about 20-something million came out to vote eventually. So the numbers are very, very low. So what we're seeing, Barrister, I don't know if you're deeply concerned about this, what it means for our democracy, leaving a very tiny minority to determine who becomes, who occupies public offices. For instance, the president himself got in with just 8 million votes, the lowest in a presidential election since 1999. If you add the numbers of all the front runners together in that election, all of them were barely over 20 million out of 80 million people that registered.
Yes, thank you very much. Look, Toba, the truth of the matter is that Nigerians are disillusioned because they have seen a democracy that is not a government for the people. Nigerians have thrown up their hands in resignation, given, like Prof said, the hijack of the process by worthless politicians who have rendered elections and the people's votes ineffective. Even if the people come out to vote, what happens after declaration of results and assumption of office by the so-called politicians? Does it make any difference? Because the people cease to matter after they get into office. If Nigerians attempt to participate in the so-called democracy, they are tear gassed by the police, they are arrested, some of them are jailed for daring to hold an opinion. So we have seen all kinds of things. I am not surprised at the low turnout of voters, because they just say they are helpless. Let me put it that way. Completely helpless. But what is of concern to me is INEC has been conducting elections since 1999. I am talking about major elections, not off-cycle elections.
Yeah.
They have conducted major elections times in this country. In 1999, in 2003, 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019, and 2023. And they still continue to have problems of logistics. Who does that? Are you saying they have not perfected the act of conducting elections? Why should we continue to have situations where elected officers are not in their positions at the time appointed? Why should we continue to have insufficient elected materials, and so on and so forth? It just shows the country that is not moving forward. It's the country that has been hijacked by what the Canadian court called terrorists in power. And Most unfortunate indeed.
Right. Let's go to Prof. I mean, Prof, I know people talk about politics being local, and some of the things I've heard, especially in this about a North election, is that it's going to be keenly contested between the PDP and the APC. How do you see these dynamics playing out? They had also talked about the governor of the state, having an interest in terms of wanting his party to win that seat because he was either too occupied by the APC before the demise of the Jagaban, as they called him when he was alive, and then you have the APC as well that had, a keenly contested primary. As I said, some people are still aggrieved, as a matter of fact, with the emergence of their candidate. So what are the dynamics you're seeing here? Did people talk about the interest of the federal government, in this to make sure that the party retains this? Or is this, do you foresee the locality of this politics playing out? Or do you see this interest also influencing perhaps the outcome of this election?
Yeah, I think we are yet to see the full dynamics of this election. It's still early in the day, and those points you have made are very critical. For instance, this is the first election under the leadership of Penkeleme as leader of the APC. And given his gubernatorial ambition and the nod that he has received from the presidency, it is expected that this will be the first case of his leadership. So it's not going to lie low. And of course, the outgoing governor has already invested a lot in determining who the next governor will be, the next gubernatorial candidate for the PDP. And he also has to demonstrate that he's still fully in charge of politics in the state by ensuring that seat is won. And if you follow recent debates, there's this idea that he has identified with the late Akinremi as part of the efforts to win support for the PDP candidate across partisan lines, and that he has also exploited the crisis around the primaries in the APC, to show up followership and support for the PDP candidate. I think that it's early in the day, and the politicians are not going to also keep lie low, given the low turnout that we have noted. They are going to mobilize. They are going to follow the voting process closely, and they are going to do whatever they can to sway the vote in their favor. Remember, you asked your correspondent a moment ago whether there's any sign of vote buying and all of those things. They don't start very early in the day like this. I think you still have to keep a tab on the elections. From afternoon, we'll begin to see the full display of what is actually going to happen, because as the elections are getting close, that's when desperation begin to manifest. And I'm also sure that phone calls will be made right now to alert followers of the need to go out to vote. Right. Generally, of course, the voting will still be low, the turnout will still be low, but I don't think it will be as bad as currently being experienced, because as the day won, politicians will make their own moves. Right, and I know that you've you have experience in elections, both within and outside the country, in terms of from the voting area to the collation and announcement of results. And one of the things that have been said is that very little drama happens at the polling units, that the real action happens at the collation center, Prof. Talk to us about that, in terms of questions about credibility and, transparency of the process as well. Absolutely. Now, and we thought that the IRF portal will shine the light on the collation process. Like right now, we are not sure what the process will look like, because, as I said earlier, there has been no new innovation. What we expect to happen. Good morning. Right, Prof, please hold that thought, sir. We have Mary Ojo on the line. Yes, Mary. Are you with me? I'm with you, Mary. Go ahead. All right.
I'm currently at Unit 012, Unit 12, Alawada. Okay. So I'm with the party agent for PDP, and she's here.
All right. Good morning. Good to have you on the podium. What's your assessment of the process so far? Hello, can you hear me?
The election is going on very well.
Yes.
It's going on very well.
Okay.
There is no problem here.
So you're satisfied with how things have unfolded so far in terms of the arrival of INEC, INEC officials, when voting started, and all of that?
I'm satisfied with you.
Okay. So the officials arrived early, materials arrived early, voting started early as well.
The election started early.
The election started by after 9.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So it's
okay.
Yes, it's a satisfactory process so far from where you are, Mary.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Mary.
All right, Toba, we are moving to Bere now.
All right.
To observe what's going on in the election. But at this particular polling unit that we had this morning, the turnout is very good.
Okay.
People are already on standby to vote.
Where exactly are you? You said you're in Bere right now.
Alawada, Unit 12.
Okay. So turnout is better than the areas you went before.
The turnout is very, very good. Yes. People are on ground and everywhere is full, filled up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So, I mean, Prof, I just want to also get your thoughts on this, added to what you were saying earlier, because that area, one of the things people say about elections like this is, when you go to the Bodija, Agodi, Secretariat, this are elitist area, the turnout is usually not as good as, when you now get to Bere and all of those places that, people at the grassroots level are more interested or they are easily mobilized, unlike the elitist areas, that people might not really show interest, Prof.
Yes.
Hello, Toba.
Oh, okay. Mary, go ahead.
All right, please, I have a party agent here and he's ready to speak.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, an electorate is here to speak with you, sorry.
All right, okay. Hello, good morning. Yes. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have you voted?
Yes, I voted.
Okay, so what's your assessment of the process?
Actually, we thank the people of Ibadan North. Because we are doing our by-election today for Ibadan North local government. And people are turned out. They are turned out massive and the votes for their candidates or their parties that they want to vote for.
Yes. So you're satisfied with the whole process so far?
Yes, we are satisfied with the process.
All right.
Actually, when they started the voting, they didn't turn out in town. But later on, they turn up. They are at least massive turn up.
Okay. So the turnout has improved. It's improved. Okay. So you mean the turnout has improved? With time, it has improved.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Well, my name is Olukunle Adeniran once again.
Thank you for speaking to us. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mary.
All right. Thank you, Toba.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Okay. All right, Prof. Yes. Go ahead, Prof.
Yeah, I think it would be important for us to, if we get one of the voters, to describe precisely the process he or she went through, to give us a picture of how easy the flow is.
Yes.
Now, given that, I think that, in developed countries, the more educated you are, the more you are likely to come out to vote. But in less developed countries, the more educated you are, the less you are likely to vote. So so you see, there are no universal principles about how voters behave. It changes from contest to contest. And here in our place, big people don't vote. It's very clear. And in any case, you also know that those locations you have described, population is thin. Residency is also dispersed because you have families occupying one house unlike in all those places where you have multiple households, living
like a compound. Like a compound.
Yeah, like a compound, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, we understand that. But the point I was making concerning your initial question about collation process being where the challenge is, and you also know that that comes also later in the day, and happily I think the point I've made before has been confirmed that as the day wore on, more people will come because they will be mobilized. The politicians will not just stay in, but they'll be calling people. I think that we need to get a picture of what is going on. For instance, is the IRF portal up? We need to find that out.
Yes.
And whether the presiding officers are expected to also upload, the appropriate forms at the close of voting to the IRF portal. It will be very important because one of the glitch of the previous the presidential election is the failure, to upload to the IRF portal. Usually, these off-season by-elections and off-season governorship elections is often an opportunity for INEC to, straighten or improve or test run its process and see where they need to fine-tune what they are doing. So we hope that we'll be in a position to properly evaluate every stage of the voting process, from arriving at the polling unit, joining the queue, verifying, doing biometric verification, and then, of course, casting the ballot, and then waiting or coming back to see how the ballot will be counted, collated, counted at the polling unit, and then sent to the collation centers for the various polling units. So if we are able to follow the process this way, we'll have a sense of what the situation is. I can tell you that if the IRF portal is up and they're able to upload the results from the polling unit, then we have a much more transparent means of verifying what happens in the collation center. Because the really expectation is that what happens in the collation center will tally with what has happened in the various polling units if an independent person were to put them together. And usually we expect political party agents to be able to do so, because every agent in the polling unit should also provide feedback to their party organ, so they can also do their own collation. And in other words, we can then follow the process and even predict the outcome even before the official announcement is made. And that's the way through which sometimes we call elections before the results are made public by INEC.
Yes, thank you, Prof. Barrister, one of the challenge we had in 2023 was that controversy about whether or not it was a discretionary issue, and there are those who now argue that it's established that presently voting, counting, collation is done manually. So, okay, Barrister, what I thought. Let me hear from Eson. Eson, yes. Good morning. Welcome back. So, what can you tell us from what you have seen so far? Have you spoken to presiding officers? Do they have, directives about the use of beavers to, transmit the whatever has been done in the polling units to the IRF portal? Is that the instruction on ground? Have you spoken to any of them, the presiding officers at the polling units you visited so far? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Did you get the question?
I can hear you.
Did you get my question? Did you get my question?
I'm with you now. I can hear you right
yes. So I'm asking you that. Have you spoken to presiding officers? What are the process?
They are not talking to me presently because this day is crowded.
Okay.
The turnout here is very high and massive.
All right. But in places you visited,
unlike any other place we are going to today.
So in places you visited,
can you tell us what the turnout about this day?
So hold on. Can you hear me?
And anybody that votes.
All right. Eson, can you hear me?
Idiomo.
All right.
Atoje.
Right.
Sir.
Thank you. Eson, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. What's going on? Yes,
can you hear me? Hold on. Now I need to ask you a couple of questions. Can you hear me?
By election.
The
the turnout here is quite impressive compared to big stuff. So that's the only.
Thank you. So Eson.
Wonder by law. Although I've not seen much of security personnel here, but relatively it's been peaceful despite the high turnout of it.
Okay, right. Eson, I don't know if you can hear me. I need to ask you some questions. Can you hear me? Okay. So I'm asking you that the places you visited so far. Can you give us a picture of what's played out? You know, when a voter arrives at the in front of the presiding officer, what is the process like? Give us a picture, and also tell us, you know, if you've spoken to any of them, if there is a process of, you know, transmitting the results from the polling, whatever has been done from the polling unit to the IREF portal. Can you hear me? Did you get the question?
I get the question.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yes.
So far, so good. The picture of today's election is relatively reasonable and good. We have not have a single record of any insecurity or any violence.
Yes, I understand that. What I'm asking you, Eson, is that you should give us a picture of what happens when you arrive at the polling unit. Do they accredit you with the beavers? Yes.
First and foremost, the correlation with the numbers of voters and the numbers of registered does not correlate. But they were able to reach a succession. They were able to reach an agreement as regards only registered voters will be able to vote, not just anything else.
Right. Thank you.
As regards the accreditation, they have issues with the numberings. For an instance, we got to a unit. The registered voters in the unit are 28, but the INEC registered numbers of voters are 218. So we asked them questions. There are over 200 voters existed in this place. What are you going to do? Say nobody that is not registered there will vote here.
Okay. So what I'm asking you now, if, I don't know if you can hear me, is that you should just give us a brief summary of what usually happens. You know, from what you observed, the voter arrives in front of the presiding officer. They bring out the beavers device, is verified, and then he casts his vote.
Very fine. Perfect, smooth transition.
All right.
Smooth registration. Smooth.
Right, thank you so much, Eson. I don't know, maybe you had difficulty hearing me. I think we should take one or two calls.
I have difficulty hearing you.
All right, thank you. It's fine. It's all right. Thank you so much. 0705 5949. Hello. Oh, we lost that call. 0906 2000 949 0809 7000 949. You can call us to comment and give update as well if you are voting today. So, Barrister, what I was going to ask you is about the IREF portal. A very important point that Prof raised, which was a controversial issue in 2023. That also have said that, look, it's a discretion from the ruling of the court. They say it's a discretionary issue. That also have also concluded that until we amend the Electoral Act, presently collation and all of that is done manually. So give us a position of the law regarding this, and perhaps this by-election could be an opportunity for INEC to win the trust of the electorate further and build credibility as we build up to the general election in 2027. Barrister.
Thank you very much. I think it is because of the strong need for credibility that the use of technology was introduced. For instance, the beavers, the electronic transmission of results, and all that. It is most unfortunate that the Supreme Court ruled that discretion can override the law. I have kept emphasizing the inadequacy of that submission, because in the case of Ogboja and Access Bank and Ogboja, the Supreme Court had held, and that was a year before the election. The decision is a 2022 decision. The Supreme Court had held in that case that regulations made pursuant to a primary enactment is itself subsidiary legislation, and that the courts were bound to recognize it as such. So what changed in 2023 is one that still beats, jurisprudentially, the imagination of lawyers. Because right now, the present position appears to be that despite the regulations, INEC can still use its discretion in the conduct of elections and counting and all that, which is most unfortunate, really.
Right. So maybe we should be pushing for amendment of the Electoral Act then to mandate INEC to do this electronically. Maybe that will solve all this problem.
We are already doing that.
Yes.
I know there are tech bodies that are, engaged in that. But there's a question I want to ask. Ordinarily, should the resident electoral commissioner not have communicated with the people concerning the elections holding today? Because I don't seem to have seen any such, about the position of the electoral umpire on the conduct of today's election. Perhaps you can help us, with that.
Right. Thank you so much, Barrister. We're wrapping up now. Thank you, Prof. Thank you to Mary Ojo, Yeniyeso, and Ranley Ogundele for giving us an update as things unfold. If you are under the Ibadan North Federal constituency, be sure to go out and exercise your right to vote for who you want to represent you in the House of Representatives in Abuja, because it's a very crucial institution, the National Assembly. The Electoral Act that we're talking about right now is also, if it's going to be amended, if the amendment is going to be passed, it's going to pass through the National Assembly, the Constitution Amendment, and all of that. So these are very critical institutions in a democracy. Thank you, Barrister. Thank you, Prof, for joining us. Thank you, dear listener, for being a part of the podium. Thank you to my producer as well, 𝐷𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐴. The podium returns next Saturday at 9 a.m. My name is OLORUNTOBA YUSUF. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning. Bye for now.